like I disconnected. Hold, please. Somebody disconnected my speaker. Hang on, I'm here. Hold on. There we go. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Happy Friday. It's a wonderful day in paradise. And it was cold well, cold. It was chilly this morning and a little bit windy. Okay. Yeah, okay. Just did a sound check. I need a producer. I need a videographer. Anybody got somebody? I'm hiring. Seriously, Las Vegas is doing well. We got 18 days of inventory. Yay, I love that. I love it. I love it. And my happy face is because we listed 151 homes yesterday. How wonderful is that? I think it's wonderful because we listed more than we put under contract. We put 106 under contract and 151 listed. So it looks like people are listing their homes. So that's a good thing. You all are doing a fantastic job telling the story, finding them homes before they put it on the market, or at least having a strategy to do that for them. And if they're buying a new home, it's a little bit easier to get them to sell. But with the appreciation, I think that's your the best story here. And I already posted this in the group for this morning, along with some other things. So happy day, happy day. We got almost 2,200 available single family homes. And here's the thing. There's always the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? So the good news is that the listings, the turnover is good. So the stuff that's coming on the market, is new stuff. It's not like old stuff that can't sell. I mean, some of it will be, of course, but we keep listing homes, and so every day there's at least 100 new homes, available. So that's 100 new choices for people. So just saying that in case you didn't think about that. Okay, so I want to show some things today about what's going on here. The iBuyer platform. Just let me get rid of my branding so that the flowers don't stay in the way. Apply that. There we go. So these are the iBuyers and the new homes. I took what I do is I go in and I search on these particular things. So I search on non-MLS. GK is Zillow, an Open Door, an OfferPad, and KB Homes, and I think Lennar is in here somewhere. Maybe they didn't have any this. Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, they're there. Yeah, they've done 31 of the deals. So anyway, they account for about 1,381 homes that they've sold a year to date. And let's do some quick math. 1,381 divided by how many we've sold, 19,138, and that'll tell us the percentage. They're about 7%. So I think in 2019 they got up to 6%. So and of course the new homes are counting for a lot of that too. There's KB Homes with 92, Lennar with 31. So that's probably a whole percentage point of this number. So anyway, wanted you to see that. And then if we just isolate Zillow is 551 of these homes sold year to date. Up here it says the date range. I did it through today, and I did it for residential, high-rise, and multiple dwelling. I don't do rentals. This is just sales, escrows, transactions, and in 551 sites they did. They listed 193, and then they sold 358. That says, yeah. So Zillow is bouncing along there. Almost half of the iBuyers. We had 1,381, and they're 551. So 1,381. And 551 isn't quite half, but it is a big part of the market. So just be aware of that. They're coming back a little stronger. Not so sure why. We'll have to maybe investigate that and see. Um, Maybe I'll call George and ask him. But I suspect that they're getting more leads from Zillow. Wouldn't you? I think that's probably what it is. Okay, so then let's see. I showed this the other day. I'm going to show it again in case you missed it. This is a weekly traffic and sales watch report that I subscribe to from Home Builders Research. And so every week I get this. And I just wanted to let everybody know, how many of the new homes are selling. Let me make it bigger. So, so far this quarter, and I think this came out May 16th. So for the first month and a half of the quarter, they sold 1,805 homes. So that's about, oh my gosh, look in March, they did 1,560. Oh my goodness. And then, so quarter one was 4,113 units that they sold. And in April, they sold 1,215. And already through the first half of May, they sold almost 600. So they are probably at a run rate of about 1,200 a month, I would say. It's going to be maybe a little more. Gosh, March was just a tremendous month, both on the new home front and for us. March, we were selling 151 homes a day. That was a record. So that was amazing. But just want to, and I'm pretty sure this is posted in the group. Pretty sure. So I'm trying to be more diligent about posting when I say I'm going to post things, because sometimes my day gets away from me. So let's look at this. So let's look at what's going on, across the United States when it comes to the confidence of the realtors and what they think of the market. What the market. National Association of Realtors put this out, and they did a survey of the realtors, and they wanted to know what their confidence was on certain subjects. So if you look at the bottom, realtors' expectations on buyer traffic within the next 3 months. This is a telling tale. So 10% think it's weak. Of course, I think that's not going to happen. Stable, 28% think it's going to remain like it is. And then you've got 56% that are very strong and bullish about what's going to happen in the next 3 months. And then 6% didn't know. Addressing that weak 10%, that possibly is because people are in an area where, things aren't, like if you look at Cincinnati, for instance, we were looking yesterday in our class, there's homes on the market in Cincinnati for $12,000, and that's indicative of the market, meaning that the market there isn't very strong. So, and Cincinnati is a big city. So you slide over here to, let's see if I can do this again. Nope, that's not going to work. Hold on, hold please. So realtors' expectations on seller traffic within the next 3 months. So again, we have 31% think the seller traffic is going to be weak. We have 28% that think it's going to be stable. And I like that. I think that 28% think it's going to be stable on the buying side and the selling side. And then we have 32% thinking that the seller market is going to continue to be quote unquote strong. And so you've got, over 50% of the realtors think that we're going to continue with our current status of sellers. And I think that's probably right. Like I said, we just listed 151 homes here in Vegas yesterday, and we keep in that 150 range. And I don't see that really changing, especially, and why, everybody across the United States, I would tell you that because sellers have equity. Sellers have equity, and that's why they're selling. Because now the average homeowner in the United States, this is an R stat, stays in their home 7 to 10 years. So it's time for a lot of these people to sell because of the equity, and the equity has increased because the prices have increased, and we have a lot of turnover. So people are taking their equity out. And if you think about in the Vegas market, our median priced home was 120,000 in 2011, and now it's 380,000. So those people have made 260,000 in equity. Now they might have gotten refinanced or whatever, and took some of that equity out, but they still got it, right? They still got it. They might have bought a car to send their children to college, but they still got that equity to use. So, and there's a lot of those people that haven't, refinanced. And there's a lot of homeowners, especially everybody, 30% of the homeowners in Las Vegas own their homes free and clear. Yeah. So, after 10 years, I always say it's time to move, because the hot water heater starts breaking, your home starts getting a little dated. Those things happen too. And then the people that are buying are putting down, double what they normally put down. And if you go around our neighborhood, you see a lot of dumpsters, a lot of people gutting their landscaping, putting in new kitchens, putting in new bathrooms, tearing out carpet, doing a lot of updating of their homes. And again, maybe they're taking some equity out of their home and making these improvements. Or maybe they just moved into the home and they're making these improvements. Maybe they're getting ready to sell, so they're making these improvements. But people are improving their homes. And you know what? 18% of the economy is attributed to our industry, fixing up homes, landscaping, putting in pools, all those things. So we really, really, really help. We really, really help our industry. Our economy with our industry. So I thought this was a very interesting, this just came out. And so it's very, very accurate and very relevant to today's market. And when you look up here, the sales volume, the 3-month outlook. So this is a little bit more telling. And you see here that they're saying it's going to, the sales volume is going to rise. There's people that think 25% of the realtors think it's going to increase. And the price expectation is about the same. People think the prices are going to increase. We know at the beginning of this year, it was 365 median price, and now it's 380. So they're probably, supply and demand's probably going to kick in and stay there. And so prices are going to inch up a little bit. Now, I did see on Inman today that the interest rate edged up a little bit, hovering around right at 3% still. So it's still like almost free money. The average home over 30 years appreciates 5%. But of course, it's been a lot different since the foreclosure debacle in 2008. And then in 2011, the market started to stabilize a little bit. And so that's why we're seeing more appreciation. So this is really good. This is in the group, Ruthie Rocks, a Facebook group that I continue to put valuable information for the real estate community, the realtors, and the realtors can share this with their sphere of influence, their buyers, their sellers, their families, their friends. So that is the confidence. Now we have another one here. This is a snapshot. What I love about the National Association of Realtors is they continue to improve. They continue, and how do they do that? Why am I saying that? Because they're improving when we're getting the statistics. Normally, we wouldn't have these by the 20th of May, what happened in April. We'd be waiting like till the last week of May. I just like things sooner because they become more relevant, especially in this fast-paced market that we have. So for April, we sold 5.85 million. I mean, that is an amazing number of homes. And month over month for April, now remember I said March was our 100, we were selling 155 homes a day. In April, in April, here in Vegas, we were selling 155 homes a day. In March, here we were selling 150. So this month over month isn't accurate for Las Vegas, but when you take the whole country, it only went down 2.7% year over year. Look at this. It's up 33, almost 34%. And that's because of the pandemic. Inventory, overall, 2.4 months of inventory. In our market, what did I say? 18 days. So you can see that Vegas is a hot spot, and it's a hot spot because we don't have taxes and we have beautiful weather and we have a dynamic life. I love the city. There's always things going on, always jobs coming available for the new projects that are opening up. We have the convention center. We have the underground tunnel now for the convention center. So we see more conventions are booking now. Anyway, this town is always just moving and grooving. And the median sales price across the country now is $341,000. So I mentioned a few minutes ago that there's houses in Cincinnati for $12,000. So you know in that area that the median price, those low prices of homes affect the median price. So you have to take that into consideration when you look at the country. That's why I always like to do our own stats so they're relevant to the people here, people moving here or people selling here and the realtors here. And everybody likes to know what's going on in their community. So that's why we do that. Anyway, just amazing numbers. And I posted the article that goes along with this snapshot in the group. And it's a lot of good information. It's got a lot of key highlights about the market. And this is the article. It's 1, 2, 3. Okay, here it is. It's 4 pages long. And I put it, it's in the group. And NAR did some key highlights up here, which is really good. Really, really good stuff. All righty, let's move along here. Let's hope my, we talked a little bit about this yesterday, about your business. And of course, in your business, you have sales and marketing, you have financial management, and you have customer service. And we talk about this a lot because if you're running a business, you know, you have to have all these legs because this stool's not going to stand on just 2 legs, right? And financial management, I think if you're running a business, you need to know how much money you want to make in business. So that's always one of the most important things. So to that point, I have a slide here. Oops, wrong one. Sorry. Where did it go? Hide that one. Let's put this one back up and see if I can find the one I just, where did it go? So if you want to make $250,000, what we tell you is that you basically, let's see if I can find my other slide here real quick. There it is. There it is. Good, good, good. Okay. So basically what we're saying, okay, if you want to make $250,000, meaning you want to take that home, you have to account for taxes of 30% and let's say 10% for other expenses, including your broker. I left the broker part here blank because there's so many variations out there, what brokers charge and new agents, different, you know, versus seasoned agents. So I kind of lumped all that into just expenses. So you figure 40%. So if you do the numbers, you have to make $369,000 gross to make that $250,000. And that's about 15 million in volume. Excuse me for a second. Yeah, about 15 million in volume. And we base that on a 325,000 average price and 25 or 2.5% average commission, because the commissions are getting reduced, but then the prices are going up. So hopefully, you know, that has some sort of correlation and doesn't put people in harm's way. That's important, of course. And I'm going to remove this baby and see if I can get my other slide back here. Keeps going away from me, folks. There it is. Okay, so let's show this one. So using that for 15 million, the annual transaction is 45. So can you do 4 deals a month? Well, you're going to have to if that's how much money you want to make. And one of the things that we had a class yesterday, it was be the CEO of your life. And one of the things that we didn't get enough, I think we're going to have a part 2 to that class, because there's something about conversion rate. You have to know how many phone calls you need to make, how many pop buys you need to do, how many people you need to add to your database, so that you know what your conversion rate is, so that you know how much you have to do every day. Now that makes sense. That's business sense. So that's when we say the financial management part of the leg is so important, because you've got to know what you have to do to generate the money that you want to make. And so this is like goal setting. So you say, okay, if I want to make this much money, I have to do these many transactions, and how many people do I need to call? So if you're just starting out, or you're just starting to run your business this way, which is very, very smart, because you don't want to spend, and I'll say this about the conversion rate. The conversion rate is based on activity. And there's a lot of activities that you can do that don't involve a lot of your time, but stay in touch with your customers, like emailing them once a month about the Las Vegas Market Watch, for instance, or sending out a personal note once a month to part of your database. And then definitely sending them out something about the market and an item of value. Now, normally in the years past, we just send out items of value because the market wasn't as I call this a boom. We're having a booming market, but in this booming market, everybody's talking about real estate. I mean, I have people, asking me, did my home really go up that much? So people want to know. And what they want to know is about their neighborhood, and they want to know about the price of their home, and what has the market done to the value of their home. So it's so relevant now. And what an opportunity for you all to give that information out and stay top of mind, because let me tell you something, if you're not giving it to them, they're going to get it from somebody else. And you know how that goes. People are impulsive sometimes. And even though you've been their realtor for years, all of a sudden somebody comes up with this, all these market stats, and they say, wow, maybe I should sell my home. What do you think? And all of a sudden they're listing with somebody else, not you. So there's nothing, sales is a contact sport, and you've got to stay in touch now more than ever. So it's the good news, bad news. The bad news is if you're not giving them the relevant information that they need and want, then you may lose out on selling their home, or if they want to buy, selling them a home. So getting back to this. So you need to have some things automatically. You should have something that goes out to them automatically every month via email. You should have an item of value and your stats that go out to them, let's say around the middle of the month, in a letter, a communication. And then sometime in the last 2 weeks, we're adding this to the equation. We're saying that you should do a video text to them and just say, hope you got the item of value and you see how brisk this market is. Let me know if you have a friend or family member who's interested in real estate, please give them my information. I'd love to give them the same professional service that I give you. And, that speaks volumes. Has anybody done that for you? Have you gotten a video text from someone that you do business with? There's a waiter that does that. So when you go into this restaurant, Frank first thing he'll say is, I love to stay in touch with my customers, especially, if we have specials or things that you might want to know about. And if you don't come in, you wouldn't know. So why would you give me your phone number and I'll text you occasionally? And that waiter does a phenomenal business. He gets a lot of tips because now not everybody wants to do that. Some people say, no, I don't care. But the people that do, they come in, they appreciate him. Instead of giving them, $10, they'll give him $12 or something like that. But he's personally told me that has really helped him with his tips. So anyway, if it works for a waiter, it's going to work for us, right? And I don't see a lot of agents doing it. And you always want to be on that cutting edge, doing the things that other people are afraid to do. I think it was Mark Cuban that says, wake up happy every day, knowing that you're doing things that the other real estate agents are afraid to do and or won't do or won't take the time to do. It's not always about the fear. It's just about, they just don't do it. And these things don't take a lot of time if you have what? A system. Why? Because a system saves you sanity, time, energy, and money. SYSTEM saves you sanity, time, energy, and money. And once you have a system where your email's going out automatically at the first of the month about the Las Vegas market, the 15th of the month, your letters are going out like clockwork. And then toward the end of the month is really the only time you have to put your time into it to send those texts out about the market. And phone calls. You should make about 5 phone calls a day. And that doesn't take that much time. So when you put all this together and you're trying to make that $250,000 for yourself and do that $15 million worth of business so that you can make the $250,000. It takes some systems and it takes some time. How much time? I would say that you need to spend 2 to 3 hours a day, 4 days a week to make your week and to spend that time. And I would say, do it in the morning. Make your phone calls, do your video texts early in the morning, get those things done. And then you can get on with your day, showing houses, perhaps going on listing presentations, doing more marketing and running a business. You're building a business, you're running a business, and you need to know the numbers. So I've gone on for almost 30 minutes today. I want to wrap up by saying have a great weekend. We are going to have a great class on Monday. Come on. There we go. Okay. Yes, writing and presenting the purchase agreement, advanced strategies. And Jimmy Degg, he is on top of it. He has his own brokerage. He's not just an instructor. He has hundreds of agents that work for him. And he is right in the thick of the market with them, helping them, and then taking what he learns on a daily basis and putting those things into the classes that he teaches. That's why his classes are always different. And it's a CE class, and it's a CE class for contracts. Now, if your license expires in October, you have to take 6 hours of contracts this year, not this coming season, not just 3. So if your license expires, I think October 1st. If it's prior to October 1st, you need to have 6 hours of contracts. And Jimmy and I have also developed another class on buyer brokerage that will be for contracts, and that'll be coming out in the next 60 days. So you have this one about the RPA. We also want to let you know that this is a Zoom class. It's from 2 to 5. And you can come in the classroom. If you come in the classroom, we kind of have a happy hour with appetizers and refreshments. And that's at 8400 West Sahara. The cost is $18. We're pretty much, we're trying to fly a little bit underneath the radar when it comes to what we charge. And believe me, we're having a fun time doing this and keeping the agents, you all are wonderful. And we love our classes. Well, I think that's all for today. Life is good. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Invest in you. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. So come to class. Thank you for joining my show. Hopefully you learned something today. And keep